Ashleigh Munro with Kiwi Nurseries. It's my family business, and I've been there officially for about 10 years, but unofficially since I was born. So the official job title they gave me was Garden Center Coordinator. Basically, I do anything that needs to get done. I deal with hiring, training, HR, staff, all that kind of stuff. I deal with maintenance at the nursery. I also deal with all my suppliers, quality control, anything that has to get done. I deal with it, the tech, the website, the marketing.
So you do everything?
Yes. So when I first started, I came in specifically to help with the computer system because we were selling trees and doing paper invoices. My mom was getting sick of people not being able to do math because math is difficult. So I came in to do a computer system. Through that time, we've also now evolved. So I stayed on board. We started with 25 types of shrubs, and now I carry 25 types of one plant. So we've gone from a small little center where it was just me working there, and now I go from a staff of 2 in winter, 3 year-round officially now, to about 25 to 30 people in the summertime. So we've definitely changed a lot. We no longer do commercial landscaping. We've kind of phased that section out, and we're back into just solely retail and wholesale sales, and a focus on events to bring the community back together and have a place to enjoy themselves. Yeah. For the first few years, I was doubling to tripling in size each year. So from the chamber, we actually won the Marketer of the Year this past year. I'm currently a finalist for the Alberta Chamber for Marketer of the Year, but I kind of messed up and missed my interview for them, so I'm not sure what's going on with that, because they, of course, got me during my busy season. I'm also up for the Young Entrepreneur, Young Retailer, I think is what it's called. It's through a magazine and a big thing in the States. So I'm one of the Canadian finalists. There's only 3 of us, and they were pretty excited. So it's through all North America, and it's focused on garden centers and youth in the industry. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens there. They did a feature with me last year for the Green Industry Show, and the guy that was interviewing me for that thought it was quite interesting and that I had a lot of different viewpoints on management styles, marketing, and that. So he actually did an article about me, and then I was already featured in their magazine for that. And then they suggested that I apply, and now I'm one of their finalists. And they said they usually have a few hundred people enter each year, so that was pretty exciting. To me, it's kind of weird because I don't feel like I do anything that crazy or unique, but I guess when actually being interviewed by the judges for this contest, they are saying that I'm doing stuff that technically that is not common in the industry, and that's a lot due to my age and because I'm dyslexic. So for me, written word has never been the best thing because I couldn't read it. I found it boring, but I've always changed my style to adapt so that way more people can understand and have more joy in learning about what they're doing and have a better understanding. So if you understand what you're doing, you're going to do it more successfully. So my management style and that, they've definitely told me is definitely not the average for the area or for the industry. And I've had a lot of different thought processes, and with our events and that going on, we work a lot differently than most garden centers or businesses in the area. So it's kind of just surreal and kind of nice and reassuring that I am going in the right direction. Because no matter what, in any business, you're always told you're doing something wrong by someone because it's different, and why would you change when the status quo is the way to go? But I don't like the status quo. I've never been that way. I've always liked to do things differently. And I've accepted that you can fail at some things. As long as you learn from it, then it's fine. So it's been interesting just listening to the feedback I've been getting from them, and things that I thought was totally normal, I guess is not. As much as I won the Marketer of the Year and I'm up for a finalist of marketing, we suck at marketing and tooting our own horn. We market in a way that we want to get families out and give to the community, but we forget to say how awesome we are too. So that's something I got to work on, is actually being like, hey, did you know we won these things? So I have a couple shelves in my office with all the different awards we won over the years. For trade shows for that, usually I'm up for different awards. Like even at the St. Albert Trade Show this year, I won Best Booth for Most Interactive. And to me, that's just kind of a fun goal for us, but we never actually tell people hey, we are awesome. One of most people's biggest issues is they don't brag enough about themselves because it just feels like you should be doing it and it should be good business if you're doing this. But for me, it's just, so we have to get better at saying how awesome we are. So we do a lot of different outreach programs. So the one that we're doing right now that we're excited for is we just finished our fundraisers for the season. So we're just about to give out all of our plants to our seniors. So through the fundraiser, we had about 25 to 30 organizations usually. And if you didn't want to plant for yourself, you could buy a plant for a senior, and we donate it to a senior's home. So we're excited this week to get to actually talk to all the seniors' facilities, see what plants they're looking for, because of course they usually have small restrictions and they can't always do as much. We do also partner with a couple seniors' homes, so we actually work with Linwood and West Edmonton, and we've been there for the last couple of weeks actually planting their beds and doing that and getting the seniors back involved, which is really good for their mental health as well, because it actually helps people with dementia and stuff get back to the roots of their thing and be able to have better good days, because it helps stabilize them a lot in that sense. So we're excited for that part. We have our Communities That Grow project that we started last year, so we're doing that again this year. So we're going to go out to Spruce Grove and Stony and find a bunch of pretty houses and nominate them and see who has pretty stuff. Craft Beer Night is in 2 weeks, so we have over 20 different distilleries, breweries, and things coming to the nursery so people can see all the local breweries and talent that we have. So like in the Spruce Grove and Parkland area, we have their name right now, Stone Distilleries, Talking Dog, Raven Wolf, and a couple others that are going to be out just from the local area. But it's a good night. We have local bands as well that come into play, and that kind of gets more music there. I'm also very active in the community, so I'm on the Spruce Grove and District Agricultural Board, and I'm helping organize their 50th anniversary year. So we're bringing back the Agri Fair this fall, which will be another big, giant community boost. And then we run our kids programs, and then to make it more enjoyable for families in the nursery, we have our ducks, our chickens, our goats. We have a butterfly house that we're just working on opening, and our trail systems and everything else that goes on there as well.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we do
Very
a lot of stuff.
community-based.
Well, without a community, you can't be in business. So if you're not going to support your community, why would they support you? So the biggest one that we do in spring is our first one is usually the Easter egg hunt. We just finished that one up, and that one we had all the money and part of the proceeds and some of we had food bank donations go back to the food bank. The next one is the craft beer night, and the craft beer night is in support with the Spruce Grove District Agricultural Society. So all of our big events, we actually partner with a nonprofit. We then have our haunted house, which goes for 3 weekends in October, which goes for our trail system. That one we partner with the food bank again. Last year, our busiest night, we had over 1,200 people come out. Then we do our Christmas walk as well, where you get to go through the trail system again, and Santa's at the end. And that one we did with last year, so the Youth Emergency Services in Edmonton. So that way they got some extra funds to help the youth in Edmonton, which was important.
Do you have any advice for anyone looking to make a positive change in their community?
See what's lacking, what you'd like to have seen when you were a kid, when you're doing now, and see if you can be involved. If you don't know what to do, find a nonprofit and just ask them if they could use some help. Everyone has skills, and it's just like I can clean someone else's house, I don't want to clean mine. Same kind of thing. If you have skills in an area that you don't use at your place, that you don't want to, you might be able to use them somewhere else and just give a positive impact. I definitely believe in karma, and that if you put the good vibes out